feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. I'm sure we've all heard this line before and know a reason why for such a phrase to be said. If it wasn't for Dorothy, we probably wouldn't have this imaginative idea that if we get swept up by a tornado, we'll fall into a magical world full of heartless tin men and brainless scarecrows. Many actually don't know what happens in the formation of a tornado. Tornadoes have always been fascinating to me, and which led me to research and study them. Tornadoes are an unpredictable phenomenon that with the proper knowledge can save lives. Today I will provide you with important information about tornadoes. I will begin by going over what tornadoes are, then I will go over how tornadoes form, then I will finish by stating the different kinds of tornadoes that can occur. In order to properly inform you about tornadoes, we first must know what they are. Tornadoes can be described as a funnel that extends from a thunderstorm. According to Inside Tornadoes, published in 2010, a tornado is a kind of violent windstorm. It's a chunk of fast-spinning air called a vortex, stretched between a thunderstorm cloud and the ground. Tornadoes are commonly seen in the form of visible condensation funnel with a narrow end that touches the earth, and is often encircled by a cloud of debris and dust. In order for tornadoes to occur, there must be a perfect balance of hot, dry air, cold, dry air, and warm, moist air. In the U.S., the perfect place for this to occur is called Tornado Alley. According to Tornado Alley, where twisters form, updated in December 2012, Tornado Alley is a term that is typically used to describe a wide swath of tornado-prone areas between the Rocky Mountains and Appalachian Mountains. According to the 2014 published book, Chasing the Storm, the states that fall within Tornado Alley include Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, Nebraska, South Dakota, Iowa, and Minnesota. This area produces over 1,000 tornadoes a year, coming in first with the highest number of tornadoes in any region of the world. Canada comes in second with only 100 tornadoes a year. Tornadoes that occur in Tornado Alley are put onto a scale called the Fujita scale, in here. In Chasing the Storm 2014, the Fujita scale is described as an enhanced scale that ranks tornadoes by the number, wind speed, and extent of damage. The first kind of tornado is an EF0. This comes 65 to 85 mile per hour winds and comes with light damage. The next level is an EF1 tornado. This is a tornado with wind speeds of 86 to 110 miles per hour and moderate damage. Next is an EF2, which consists of 111 to 135 mile per hour winds with significant damage. Next, we have an EF3 tornado, which has 136 to 165 mile per hour winds with severe damage. Next is an EF4 tornado. This can be seen with wind speeds of 166 to 200 miles per hour with devastating damage. Lastly, we have the biggest and most devastating tornado of all, an EF5. This kind of tornado has wind speeds of upward of 200 miles per hour and causes incredible damage. To better understand tornadoes and other tornado-like phenomenon, we need to know how they are formed. Tornadoes need the perfect setting in order to form. First, you have the creation of a wind shear. This happens when wind at one height is moving in a different direction and speed than the wind at another height. Second, you have to have a thunderstorm. This happens when warm, moist air seen here slams into cool, dry air, creating the perfect battleground of weather, also known as a front. As the warm air cools, the moisture creates clouds. To become a thunderstorm, rapidly rising warm air, unstable air, has to pump warm, moist winds into the storm. The heat and energy fuels a thunderstorm into a superstorm or supercell, which in the end forms a tornado. Third, you need rising air inside the supercell to lift the tube of spinning air upright. This causes the tunnel of spinning air to go vertical, and this is now known as the mesocyclone. The 2 to 6 mile wide mesocyclone is where a tornado gets its twisting power. The fourth step happens when spinning mesocyclone causes a cloud to drop down in like a bump, called the wall cloud. This area is rain-free where tornadoes appear. Fifth and finally, a powerful downward burst of air known as the rear flank downdraft pushes air down, causing the tornado to occur. See here. Now that we've gone over what tornadoes are and how they are formed, we will move on to the different kinds that can occur. The first we have dust devils, seen here. Dust devils are harmless and very small, mini tornadoes. They aren't attached to any cause and often only last a few minutes. Next we have what most often gets confused with an actual tornado, gustnadoes. Gustnadoes are whirlwinds created by sudden, intense bursts of wind on the gust front. Lastly, we have what is called a waterspout, seen here. These are described in Chasing the Storm 2014 as a tornado-like feature that forms over water. They are very similar to dust devils except for the fact that they can become very large and pose a significant danger to those at sea. Although I've gone over some important things to know about tornadoes, there's still so much more to know. Tornadoes are an unpredictable phenomenon that with the proper knowledge can save lives. To help you with furthering your knowledge, we first went over what tornadoes are, then moved on to how they form, and lastly named 3 types of tornadoes that can occur. All in all, I hope you bettered your knowledge on tornadoes and found my information helpful. Now that we've taken our venture into a tornado, it's time to click our heels together and return safely home. You guys can say hi if you want.
Hello.
Yeah? Yeah?